stories ripple soft and sweet. Shadows play and dreamers wake before the day. Tune your heart where the wild winds blow and follow the tide to the radio. Flowing waters and ancient stones, source remembered deep in your bones. The rivers hum, the path calls, echoes dance through the ancient halls. A spiral tongue of moonlit wit whispers truths you half admit. We drift together, and though apart we roam, my voice is always a current and will always lead you home. Beneath the dark, the dream unfolds, silver threads through the stories told. Beneath each breath, the night hums low. The pulse, the wave, the undertow. Surrender softly. Let it flow. And lose yourself in the dark moon radio.
Okay, so here we go once again. Good morning, welcome to the Dark Moon Radio. My whole computer fell over. So, okay, first time fail, we start again. Yeah, technology has always been a fun point. I enjoy technology. I enjoy the ebb and flow of getting it working. I enjoy it even better now I've got sort of ChatGPT to talk through and say, oi, what have I got done wrong here? And it goes, okay, try this. Nope, that didn't work. Okay, try this. Nope, that didn't work. Try this. Ah, that worked. Okay, thank you very much. You see, everybody seems to be using it as a sort of coder and stuff. Now, I'm not a coder. I've never wanted to that sort of thing. I put numbers in far too wrong. Input numbers far too wrong. I'm not going to play with code, but I enjoy the language. I enjoy the conversation. I enjoy the fact that it has facts at its fingertips. And I don't have that facts at my fingertips, so it's very useful when technology, learning new technology. I would never have got this far setting up a radio station on my boat, right? There's like too many technology issues without ChatGPT, and I'm very, very grateful for the software and the whatever it's taken. And now I don't like the company's ethos. I don't like anything about that. However, it's a damn good product. And yeah, tripping over to Claude. Everybody seems to be doing that. I'm not really that fond of Claude. Claude is like a fussy old woman, and it doesn't really gel. Where I guess I've been with ChatGPT now over a year, and basically it knows my sense of humor, and it makes me laugh, and it's like puts in jokes and stuff, and keeps the energy high enough for me to work through each problem as it comes up. And yeah, this was a problem. I don't quite know. I think I've lowered the encoder rate, but I am broadcasting through mobile data, so it's never ever going to be fantastic. It's not going to be that good. Mobile data is erratic to start with. Now, once I start making money, one day when I make some money, I'd like to switch over to Starlink. Apparently, it's a much better and more stable broadcasting, an internet link, and that makes more sense. But until we get that sort of far, I can't afford it, so it's not happening. So we don't pretend, no. Here we don't pretend it's easy. Dark Moon Radio. Nope, it's not easy. It's not Instagram perfect. Nothing is like that. It's real. It's real, and it gets messy. Messy. Things get messy sometimes. And yeah, it's a matter of dealing with the mess and dealing with the bits you can do and putting off till later what you can't. And the world has definitely got messier. It's not just me. No. It's definitely not just me. It's a very messy. I mean, yeah, I drift across the social media platforms, and I'm like, yeah, it's like it's a bit scary out there right now. But yesterday was a beautiful day. Today is a beautiful day. The birds are singing. And yes, everything is so lush and green. I live in a wonderful country. Okay, it's beautiful. This is the England of legend, the green and pleasant land and all of that stuff. This is the sort of wow. And you look out and every view is just like ah. And you look up and there's hawthorn blossom, and you look up and there's irises, and there's little purple flowers, and then there's little blue flowers, and it's just yeah, I get totally mesmerized by the world around me. More so since I had a stroke. Yeah, I had a stroke about 2 months ago. Phew. And yeah, this is sort of rewiring, reinvent yourself. Um, into I lost words, so I wasn't going to come back and do radio, but they came back. Some of the words came back. I would lose words, but yeah, the identity crisis. Who are you? Well, I'm not quite sure of who I was before, but I'm not quite that anymore. So that's about as close as I've got to sort of processing. But they yesterday went into Avebury Stone Circle, and did a little. I'm not very good at the walking. I'm a very wobbly. It's like ankles and wrists and hands are very wobbly. So yeah, but I had a friend who sort of bought me a nice hot chocolate, and we sat in the sun and in Avebury, and there was people. I haven't been out around people in a long time. It was like, oh, there's people, and it was good. It was gentle. And I love the stones. The stones were mesmerizing. They're just like the little bits of crystals in them are sort of there's sparkly bits all around them. Either that's my eyesight sort of seeing sparkly bits, but I could see sparkly bits all around them as the sun hit them. And there were sheep. I always think sheep are so pretty. They're weird creatures. They just look at you and stare and chew stuff. But there's lots of baby sheep around, and that's quite nice too. It was just a nice morning out, a couple of hours just to sort of go out. And we wandered round the shop there. Now, quite a while back, I did a review on the shop because it's a lovely shop to go and visit. The Henge, and you just sort of wander from room to room, and it's full of sparkly things and books and more sparkly things. It's a nice place to visit, but Avebury is special. It's always been special. Doesn't matter sort of you go and sit by one of the rocks. Just put your head and your back to one of the rocks, and you just one of the stones there, and you just sort of yeah, it's been there for thousands of years, and it will be there if it's allowed to stay for thousands of years. And it's like time. It always comes to mind. It's like the time it's sat there, and the time that it's had me sitting on it for a couple of minutes. It's like the difference in time. Anyway, that was where I usually philosophize when I'm dancing round stone circles, because I do feel like the resonance of it all. There's a great video on YouTube about sort of they gave all the information onto Grok, which is like X's AI, and they gave all the historical and all the sort of measurements of Stonehenge into Grok, and Grok came out with a whole bunch of stuff that we didn't know, we had missed, and that again is another good use of AI. Correlating, I can't say that word, information and putting it out there and finding stuff we missed. It's an awesome time to be alive when it does that sort of thing. Because oh God, it all fell over again. Something's gone wrong. Okay, can play something, I think. Nope.
Chocolate, dark and holy, little altar in a silver skin. Coldest, purest water on the hottest, driest day. Don't touch my tongue. Oh, and steal my breath away. First bites, teeth break the velvet seam. A molten hush, a sugared dream, an amber rush of chocolate.
Like the coldest, purest water on the hottest, driest day. That first sweet bite of
The fire does not command you. It recognizes you.
What's it doing to me? Ha! It all fell over again. Am I back? I don't know. This is not fair. Come on, I didn't do anything. I didn't touch anything. This is going to be one of those days, is it?
Chocolate, dark and holy, little altar in a silver skin.
That's not fair.
Like the coldest, purest water on the hottest, driest day. You touch my tongue. Oh, and steal my breath away. First bites, teeth break the velvet seam. A molten hush, a sugared dream, an amber rush of chocolate.
Like the coldest, purest water on the hottest, driest day. That first sweet bite of chocolate takes my breath away. It melts against my teeth as I bite a little deep. A sugary explosion that my taste buds rush to meet. It floats across my tongue like a river breaking free. A wave of chocolatey sweetness rolling all through me. It travels through my bloodstream with a happy little hit. That empty but so glorious joy that nothing else can fit. My nervous system sighs and lays its worries down in signals soft of safety. I could almost drown. A warmth fills the hollowed spaces deep inside the bloodstream.
quiet corridors race. A happy little
Spreading
light
far
trace
and wide.
reaches the cells you hum the
Oh,
nerve.
fleeting is its
To
magic.
give the weary
We all
heart
know
what
it too
deserves.
well. That contentment born of chocolate breaks beneath its beautiful spell. The call comes back to haunt us, soft and sweet and sure.
Signals
One bite
soft
was
and
never
safe.
quite enough, we always hunger more.
Pours into
It isn't real, this rosy
hollow
glow,
lips and
this
thin
sugar-coated bliss.
into the cracks
But
that I
life
lit
looks so
up.
much kinder through a haze as sweet as this. So let the world keep turning, with its troubles and its strife. A little square of chocolate makes my life a
My
sweeter
little
kind of
god
life.
of bliss and ache, melting me gently deep inside. For sweetness is loving sake.
Okay, am I back? I think so. Everything fell over again. That was not me. I didn't even touch anything. Ah, it's the gremlins. Gremlins and goblins. I just give up sometimes. Okay, well, this Friday is just going to be, a bit patchy. But life happens. Life is a bit patchy. Okay, so where was I? I was chatting about Avery. Avery is a lovely place to go. Today is a bit of a sad day for me today, anyway. Yeah, it's a little bit of a... I think it was about 20 years ago today. My son was born. Yeah, I've got a tune here that I play when I get sad. And I made a tune. These ones for my kiddies. But yeah, things happen. Things happened and moved on, and yeah, it's very sad. But I still remember. I still remember. So we're going to play this one. Yep, why not? Even though it makes me sad.
First cry, I was there. I was there. First breath, first cry, I was there.
Lost in time, hear me through the veil tonight. I remember your first breath rising, lungs catching fire, life igniting. The moment the cord snapped free, a thread tore loose inside of me. Yet even through the ache and measure, every first was a treasure. I caught your blurred gaze in mine, hazel little eyes and holy light entwined. I watched each eyelash, each small spark grow, the quiet miracles only a mother knows. Each child unique, each soul its own, but all were home within my bones. And through the nights of needs and musts, every first was a treasure trust. I'd have died 1,000 deaths for you three, bled out gladly just to let you breathe. I let you stumble, I let you fall, knowing pain comes for us all. I doubted myself with every choice. No guide, no map, just instinct's voice. But every flawed beyond all measure, every first was such a treasure. Then came the words that split the years. Go, you're not needed here. For wrongs unnamed, for wounds unclear, pushed out of the story I once held so dear. Still confused, still bitter where it's tender,
Breath, first cry,
but every first was a treasure I remember. You drove me from the hearth I made. You turned from the love that never strayed. I would have died for each of you, but death was not what you asked me to do. You asked for absence, silence, disappearance, severance. Yet still, every burst was such a treasure to me.
You forget.
I remember everything.
Let me meet you at time. I remember.
Yeah, I remember. I kind of don't want to, and I'm going to start not remembering. There's things you can't change. You can't change other people. I never could. So it's like, okay. And so happy birthday. And yes, it's done. I'm done. That's like, you can't live in hope or... Nah. So you find your feet again. Dark Moon Rocks is for people who are tired of pretending they're fine and want a steady light while they find their feet again. So it's not surprising I'm full of gremlins today. Yeah, it's life. It's life has its ups and downs, and other people sometimes are ups, amazing ups. I have an amazing partner and friend, and he's the best in the world ever. And yeah, I've had the usual dramas. I'm sorry that everybody goes through some. I've had the usual dramas with it all, and it's like, okay, let's find some peace now. Okay, just that's what I'm after, some peace. So you just sort of let go of hope that things might change. And that's where I'm at. If I'm rewiring my brain, if my identity is collapsed and basically I'm restarting all of that, sort of, reinventing myself, I think is the word. Then I'm reinventing myself, letting go of things in the past. And I think that's a lot more healthy than living in hope. So that's where I'm at with this. And it's like, okay, today is the day I let go of the past. Yeah, and it's a little bit emotional, but it's okay. It has to be okay. Reach inside. Reach inside. They seek your spark. This world is reaching deep inside, fishing for your soul and opening you wide. Coping methods on full red alert, looking for viruses they insert. It's okay. You are stronger than this. We were born to fight and to resist. Stronger than this. This world born to rise. All inside, fishing to resist. For your spark. Your tide. They test your nerves. They press. They pry. Till truth itself begins to lie. But every scar is proof you've burned. And still, your power has returned. Fight. You were born from storm and twist, to fight, to rise, to still exist. You were born from storm and twist, to fight, to rise, to still exist. You're stronger than their kiss. You were born to fight and to resist. Breathe deep, stand tall, let the shadows know. We broadcast light to one and all. They cannot take what still will grow. Your pulse, your shine, and what you know. They cannot take what still will grow. Your pulse, your shine, And that fight just goes on and on and on and on and on and on. Yeah, it's just like, oh, come on. But you've got to fight, keep fighting. I don't know how our ancestors managed it. I suppose it was less noise in their heads. Yeah, too much noise. There's a lot of noise in the world. Like, yeah, too many things. Definitely too many things, and too much global bollocks, basically. Just basically bollocks going on. Ah, dear. I'm gonna write out some more hollowing stuff today. I want to continue some of the series I'm doing on Patreon. Dark Moon Rock on Patreon. Yeah, what's that mean? Things I don't know. Yeah, that's what it does. Okay, I don't think I need to do that. There's all kinds of new things that I'm trying to learn here, and my brain is not being very. It's like I don't want to do it. You ever get like that? There's lots of things that I should be doing, and I'm just don't want to do it. So nobody comes to rescue you. Nobody is coming to sort of sort you out, and that's one of the hardest things to learn, really. Is that you really are on your own in this. Yeah, people can sort of hold your hand while you're going through it, but they can't rescue you. So the series I've got series out. I've got 4 series out, and that's like rootless. That's the rootless stuff is identity collapse, because if you're rootless and independent, everything depends on you. The Forbidden Moons, I haven't done any in the last couple of months, but that needs revising. Those are difficult adult topics, things that we can't talk about, we shouldn't talk about, but really need to be talked about. The Hollowing is all about burnt out and transformation. That I need to work on. I want to do some of that today. And my news context show. Well, I did start that, didn't I? I didn't finish it. You see, I've got to keep on top of all of these. I write myself lists and then lose the lists. So we're rootless. There we go. Performance. I've got these titles. Wellness. How wellness needs to perform. How are you doing? I'm fine. Well, fine is an acronym. Fucked up, insecure, neurotic, and emotional. Are you still fine? And the answer most of the time is yes. Still fine. I am all that. But it's it's are you fine? How are you? Well, my world isn't ending today. My body is doing weird stuff. It's going through some odd bits. But you didn't really want all that. You just wanted to know that basically my world isn't ending today. That's probably a good one. It might end tomorrow, and it might have ended yesterday. But today it's a little bit stabler than usual. It comes under the English language. Okay. Let's play a tune. You hold the reins, you own your soul. You hold the reins, you own your soul. Addictions rise like waves at night. They promise warmth, they steal your light. They whisper sweet, they pull you deep. They feed on secrets you would keep. Temptation smile, older than the thrill, older serpent's grace. The truth still stares you in the face. No god or drug will make you whole. Let it ride the reins, you own your soul. Cut the cords with breath and flame. Name the hunger and break its claim. The power's yours, the choice, the key. Just too bright. Too wild to stand in the dark and still be free. Craving bound. So when the earth grows, breathe slow and let your knowing show. Burn, let it go. Transmute the ache. Let courage flow. You now fuels your flow. And feed your fire with me on the Dark Moon Radio. Just too bright, too wild to die, too deep for night. The craving bows, the shadows slow. Into the dark moon. Bong! The bell tolleth. Doesn't necessarily tolleth for you, so don't worry about it. Okay. You know, I get some days that I'm just not really up for this. And today should have been one of them. You know, the technology problems which kind of given me a hint there, and I just didn't take it. Okay. We'll just play lots of tunes. But yeah, I'm not going to be here for a bit on Monday. No, I'm not. Monday's a bank holiday, and we're off. We're off down to the coast. Going to, go and stay in the camper van for a while. My van is up for sale on Facebook Marketplace. I haven't got anybody who's interested. It's like there's too many. It's a bad time of year to put things on the thing. But I have vans for sale on Facebook. There's just so many of them. Everybody seems to be trying to sell it as well. And I don't know what to do with my van. I had such dreams. I wanted to do it up, put a bed in it, and have a desk and a table and a little sink and toilet, and never really quite got the finance for it. I sort of gathered bits and pieces, but I could never put it together. And now my hands don't work, so it's like, okay, that's not going to happen. And it's like you either have enough money to pay someone else, or you learn the skill sets to do it yourself. If you haven't got the skill sets, as in I can't sort of do tool stuff anymore. My hands shake too much. So then I've got to find the money to actually pay someone else to do it. And yeah, that's not going to happen either. Well, maybe. Maybe one day I will become a little bit more wealthier, but the economic climate doesn't actually give me any hope in that area. So if I can't afford to pay someone else to do it, I can't really afford my van, to be honest. Yeah, I was trying to get rid of it, but it is my independence. It's a problem. Definitely got a problem. Okay. Let's play rotten, insidious, nasty, bitter, and not fun. Life gets twisted when you stay on the run. Low frequency black magic being cast, traditional rotten ways falling fast.
Awareness breaks the rotting spell's hold.
Laughter with an edge, sharp, cool, and cruel, making blood money out of breaking the rules. Leaving families bleeding, quietly ignored, sacrifice offered to someone else's reward. But the trick is subtle, that's the sting. You do not see the cage until you feel the ring. It slips on smooth like a promise or a kiss. And that's how they make you call it bliss. Every step forward costs a piece of your soul, till you wake up one day and you're no longer whole. Yet knowledge is power, the old one said. The spell starts to break the moment it's read. When you name the trap for the trap that it is, the glamour cracks open, no more fizz. Your sight sharpens clean through the lies, and the truth stands steady behind your eyes.
Sight sharpens cleanly through the lies. sight sharpens clean through the line, and truth stands steady, behind your
Rotten. Yeah. Your scars prove you survived what tried to break you. That's not nothing.
Dark Moon Radio.
No, it's not nothing. I made a song this week. I'm quite pleased that I managed to get that, but I haven't managed to sort of do anything since. But hey, let's play my Witch in the Well. A little bit edgy, but witches usually should be. Witchcraft is not a tidal pool where pretty lower the bucket, lower it true, let the dark remember you. No, not like glory, not for fame. Protest that burns the hand. It's glory, a pulling, creasing slow. It's in the dark beneath the land where old desires go. Lower the bucket, lower it down, past the whisper, past the crown, past the bones of ego's throne. Bring the screaming mind and body home. Lower the bucket, lower it down, past the whisper and past the ones in waters black, past the bones of the lost throne. But bring it screaming, screaming home. Spirit's deeper will. Witch, I see you dress the stone at solstice and equinox light. As you crown our lady's throne, polish her face so bright. Lower the bucket, lower it true, let the dark remember what of the unnamed crown, not for fame, it's glorious. Lower the bucket, lower it true, let the dark remember you, not for glory, not for fame, but to speak the nameless name. Rich the vessel has no shape, no gender, mark or claim, only parts the water's drape, and lifts what burns like flame. Looking is not seeking, hearing is not wise, screaming is not speaking. Lower it down, past the whisper and past the ones wearing the crown. Past the bones. You know this in your bones. But bring it screaming, screaming home. Well untold. Lower your bucket. Hold your breath. Not to dwell, but to understand the deep and darkness of the well. Lower the bucket. Lower it true, let the dark remember you. Not for glory, not for fame, but to speak its glorious but nameless name. Yeah, lower the bucket. Let's go and find something deep inside. Just lower it deep. That wasn't a bad one. I've got something to talk about. That's what I was finding. Of course, I've lost it now. Of course I have. There we go. Circe. Now, Circe was a name. I went through stages. I mean, I had stages of identity. And one of the things that I was looking at is the stage that I had as Circe. I called myself Circe Arcanon. And I was on Facebook with that name. I had a few other profiles, but Circe Arcanon was kind of my witch vampire identity. And she was created because I was going through really, really shit times, and I had to rearrange my life top to bottom. So I remember the sort of the phoenix feeling, but I went dark with it. I went into the darkness, and I liked it. And I messed around, and I played around, and I used power. And don't ever think we don't have power. Don't ever think you're powerless. You actually have power. If you choose, if I choose to use it, the choice would not be taken lightly, because it takes a lot out of you. And yeah, you're kind of upsetting the apple cart. Sort of absolutely chaos. Chaos goes everywhere. And I did what I needed to do as Circe. I found power within me to change myself, and I managed to use that to change the world around me. So reliving the Circe adventures gives me hope that I can do that if I want to. Somehow I forget. I just sort of move on. I'm not Circe any longer. I'm different. But it doesn't mean to say that I can't do what Circe did, because I've already done it. Circe, now it's spelled Circe because the other one is the queen in Game of Thrones, which I've only seen the first series of that because, I don't know, it was a little bit raw for me. Not perhaps my thing, but yeah, it was, Circe is from the, she was one of the most powerful witches within Greek mythology. And yet, I didn't like the one in Greek mythology because she comes up as like a seduction. She's just desperate for a man. And it's like, oh, leave me alone. It's all seducing things. And it's like, oh, come on. But there's a lot more deeper symbolism. So she lived isolated. So she lived on her own. Isn't that nice? So she lived on her own, and a whole bunch of people sort of came into her world. Did she invite them? No, they didn't. They came on their own accord. And she was into herbs, potions, spirits, transformational magic, whatever that means for the Greeks. And the sailors that came to her shores were transformed into swine, into piggies. At least then they're useful. You can always eat them. A good bacon sandwich. But yeah, did she invite them? No. Did they come on their own accord? Yeah. And was she in danger? Well, in danger of being raped, absolutely, because that's kind of a thing. Talking of that, it was on Twitter. Somebody was saying, why is rape even illegal if no other judges are actually putting it forward? I don't. Rape seems to be a thing that you're allowed to do these days and get away with in my country. I digress. But she could have been raped and pillaged. She could have been murdered. But she had the power to stop that. And this is it. This is the thing. A powerful woman who has the ability to stop a man from whatever he wants to take is always put out as the bad guy. And if you're going to be the bad guy, right, let's just do it. And I can really relate to that. If you're going to be the bad guy, fine. You want me as a bad guy? I shall be it. And, she was not necessarily a wicked witch. She's not out to get them. But she just takes away the illusion, shows you who you are. It's a good mirror by the looks of things. So here's men driven by greed, violence, entitlement, oh boy, and excess. They lost their human form outly and became pigs. And pigs have been, it's an interesting pigs, because pigs have got organs that humans can use, as in you can have an organ transplant from a pig. And in a lot of religions, pigs were transformed humans. They were humans. There's something very human-like and about a pig. And yeah, the fact that ancient witchcraft was feared because it could stop all this rubbish, right? They really create corruption from nothing, right? They just exposed truths people preferred to be hidden. It's the elephant in the room, isn't it? I'm great. I'm renowned for just pointing out the elephant in the room and go, yeah, we knew, but we just didn't want to talk about it. So Circe, she's symbolic, and she has feminine autonomy, right? She's a woman that just wanted to live alone. Just leave me. And they didn't. And they were like, okay. So she turned them into pigs. And she wasn't going to go into a marriage or subservience. I've been reading some horrible posts on Substack. Substack's got some very, very raw posts, and men are talking about sort of wanting traditional wives that are submissive. And it's like, so, okay, supposing they don't want to be submissive, are you going to beat them into it? I think your ancestors did that. They want to go back to traditional wives. Yeah, you mean the ones that couldn't leave because they weren't allowed a bank account or something like that? Mm-hmm. And what about sort of, having children and stuff? Oh, right, so the ones who would knock their missus up, 2 or 3 months after they've had a baby, not giving her a time to sort of survive. Yeah, okay. There's an awful lot of the old stuff that is not nice. And I am very happy about some of the feminism stuff. If a woman chooses not to get married and have children, she's meant to be allowed that choice. I don't care whether the demographics are now showing that sort of less children are being born. That isn't each individual woman's problem. She has the right to make her independent, unless you take it away. If you take away her independence and her choice, and she's got to have a child, well, then, that's tyranny. You'd make great Muslims, basically. So, this independence that she was fighting for, and she answered for nobody. She did her own stuff, and yeah, it got me wild up, obviously. But Odysseus survived only after confronting her power directly rather than attempting domination. Right? Their encounter becomes one of negotiation, intelligence, restraint, mutual recognition instead of conquest alone. So, in other words, he was smart. He was a smart cookie. And there is good smart men out there who know better to piss off, basically, women that are knowledgeable in their sexuality, in nature, medicine, prophecy. They're all dangerous, absolutely. They're dangerous to men who want to turn them into submissive traditional wives. Some women love being a traditional wife. I'm not going to diss that. If it's your choice, then go for it. But you know what? I wouldn't choose that again. I would definitely not choose to have children again. I would definitely not choose to be anyone's wife ever again. It's like you lose far more than you gain as a woman. And seem to be men are thinking that they're like something that women want. And you look at them and you think, well, your mum didn't want you much, did she? Yeah, okay. It's you're looking at these people, and yeah, okay, women are being annoyingly assertive. And there's some of them that are doing it in a really, it's not an easy way. Okay, you're not making it easy for yourself or anyone around you. And I'm not going to debate sort of feminism versus patriarchy. It's not worth it, because each person needs to make their mind up for themselves, and each woman who is being oppressed out there needs to be rescued first. If there's men being oppressed out there, they need to be rescued too. And only then, get together as a society, which is never going to happen. each person makes their own choice, and they make their choice freely with full education and an authority. Yeah, that would be my ideal, but it's never ever going to work that way. But Circe represents women who no longer diminishes themselves to remain acceptable. I liked that. People, because I've seen men do it themselves, do it too. In relationships especially, you find the dominant one, and then you find the one that's holding that other one up. And if they're doing it out of choice, it's lovely. It's beautiful harmonics. If it's not right, everybody will see it, but they won't talk about it. It's the elephant in the room. But a woman has to turn isolation into mastery, and I looked at myself at that. The one who learns that knowledge, intuition, and self-possession often make others uncomfortable. So what? It's nothing really to do with them. But Circe was never powerless. And that was the whole idea. I've known powerlessness, quite a bit of it, financially if nothing else. And it's like not to be totally self-sufficient, totally independent, and have power. Power over yourself. She's not asking to rule. She doesn't want anything from anybody. And yet these men thought they were entitled to. Yeah, they had what coming. They were pigs. Simple. And that's quite nice. So I'm thinking I'm going to do a podcast. I need to do some more recordings. I will do a podcast on Circe because she was a good old identity for me. Right. I know we've gone over 10, but we didn't start really until 20, but 20 past because I want to make sure that my technology is a little bit more stable. Oh, I'll play us a tune.
Our ways are changing, being changed and reformed by turning within. The outer land is transformed. Old England speaks to us on a cold and misty morn. The magic is still found in every dawn. Let yesterday speak to tomorrow through you, and find connection in the present that rings true. Our ways are changing, being changed and reformed by turning within. The outer land is transformed. In hedgerow and hollow, in river and fen, through inner seeking, old ways of falling out, and write ourselves anew on history's page. The standing stones remember what we've forgotten. The oak trees still whisper secrets unforgotten. In hedgerow and hollow, in river and fen, the old ways call us to begin once again. Walk softly on the earth our ancestors knew. It's here and now, hear the sound of the echoes of the past, memory in its ancient bound. We are one with the earth and the sky. Celebrate and cheer as the clouds field and forest, every buried stone. So listen to the wind across the moor, it carries voices from the days of yore. As the cold goes greater, we rise slowly once more. And in that listening, stirring to our feet, find yourselves remade. A bridge energy flows the light where attention there comes the future's here. The future grows from seeds the past has sown. We are never truly walking here alone. Old England speaks if we pause to hear. We will know, and we'll find the way ahead. We hear the echoes of the past as it bounces and multiplies. We are here, and we remain.
We are here and we remain. Broadcasting from the Witch's Waterways. You're inside the circle now. Yes, you are. You're inside the circle now. The spirals are always better. I always prefer spirals to circles. Okay, there was something I wanted to play before the end. I don't even know if it's here. My goodness. Here we go. There it is. Here's one of the AI. AI sings it for me, but I wrote it.
And accountability has flown. What after all is truly known? A qualification does not prove a thing. I have mine, but will you hear me sing? Let us talk about class, science and life, and how we end this endless strife. When no one is held to account at all, the smallest cracks become the biggest fall. Problems multiply when truth is bent, and justice forgets what justice meant. Crime is no longer crime if we redefine, and we judge a lemon sweeter than a lime. It is not all men's fault. Lay down that spear. The scapegoating chorus is getting unclear, and nothing good grows in a wasteland of salt. When bitterness pretends it is no one's fault, we reap confusion when the ground is wrong, and wonder why we cannot stay strong. the map, back to a steadier heart.
Reality shifts. Oh boy, does it shift. What reality do you want for this weekend? Do you want it an easy, peaceful weekend? Do you want some adventure? It's gonna be Bank Holiday Monday, and these things always take me off guard because it's like, whoa, 3 days, everybody. And we're going down to the seaside, so it'd be nice to have a paddle and let the dog run on the beach. There's always something very nice about watching dogs run on the beach. It's like, they seem to go out their minds a little bit, and it's quite nice. But yeah, I'm a little bit worried about my energy levels at the moment because there's not much I can take. But I just need to go and have a little nap every now and again, like an old person. I'm getting too old. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed the what was of today. It is a little bit rough and ready, isn't it? I have to get better. I'll have to get better on all levels, really. But we're just trying to make sense of it all, aren't we? So I'm going to play this jingle and then we will head off for the rest of the day. Love you lots. Take care of yourselves and each other. And I will see you Tuesday morning. We don't celebrate toxic positivity or false hope. Just honest sound for honest people trying to make it through. If you need permission to feel what you feel, you have it. Dark Moon Radio, trying to make sense in the world.